Why is it the most bullish season? Well, we know about Uptober, okay? But even within the month, there are bullish weeks. We're entering the 42nd week, and you can see even within the month, the 42nd week is definitely the most bullish week. And then 43rd looks pretty good. 44th. In fact, if you're looking at 2023, from the 42nd week on until the 49th week, it's all green. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 consecutive green weeks. So if we're following that last year, we're going to have a lot of green weeks. But if you're following some of the previous years, these are fantastic, fantastic years. Or fantastic weeks, I'm used to looking at years. But if you're looking at, let's say, 2020, the last halving year, this week netted a 13% rise. And then next week, 5.5. And then the week after that, 13%. If you look at 2017, the last halving year, we had a 5% week, a 3% week, and then a 20% week. And then you look at the halving year before that, a 18% week, a 9% week, and a 52% week. I don't think we'll have 52% week, but if we do, that would be crazy. So, I mean, bottom line is, it's a bullish season. It's a bullish season, indeed. All right, so it's looking good. It's always good when we have a little push, right? But again, it's early. It's early, and it's always good to get a reminder of what's to come. And I've said this before. Those of you guys that have lived through a cycle knows that, hey, things get crazy, okay? Things get really, really bullish towards the end, but you have to live through the beginning. It gets really bearish. It gets then boring. Then it gets super, super exciting, right? And we got to just get through. We got through the bearish part. Now we just got to get through the boring part, and then we're going to get into the exciting part. And that, I believe, is where we are right now, right? So here you can see we've been through many, many months of the boring. And when we're ready, that's when, the exciting part begins. Yesterday, because of that big jump up, finally, sometimes we see these big long liquidations like this one right here, this big green right here, where we saw like this one, 56 million worth of longs liquidated. Look at this. We have the exact opposite. Yesterday, we had 57 million of shorts liquidated. That's what we want. We want sudden spikes upwards, liquidating those shorts. We don't want anyone to short Bitcoin, right? No one should be shorting Bitcoin. Let's get all the shorters out. We want a lot of short squeezes going forward, right? Let's not be too greedy on the long side, though, even though we all love, we all love our leverage plays. But you got to be careful. Don't go too heavy into them. But yeah, let's drive the shorters out. Let's cause some short squeezes, and let's squeeze ourselves up to a new high, which could be right around the corner. Like I've been saying, October is not over. It's not over until we're in November. Things can change really, really quickly. We have seen that many times in the past. And there are a lot of things that support this too. For example, a lot of people don't care about this, but this is significant. We are going through a supply shock because exchange reserves keep on going down. 5-year low. And it continues to go down. This is the only cycle so far where the reserve of Bitcoin is actually going down. All prior cycles, even the last one in 2021, the reserve of Bitcoin, they were going up. This is the only cycle where the reserve is actually going down. So think about that. All prior cycle, even when Bitcoin went up to the moon, the reserve of Bitcoin on exchanges were still going up, except this one. So think about it. FOMO didn't even really hit yet the number of Bitcoin available for purchase is getting lower and lower every single day, every single month. So what happens when the FOMO hits? And the reserve of stablecoins continue to skyrocket. Why do you think the reserve of stablecoins are skyrocketing? Well, it's because users, retail investors, and the big whales and institutions, they're loading up. They're getting ready, just like you and I. They're loading up on stablecoins because they're ready to buy, or they have been buying already, right? So stablecoin, look at it. Look at since the last cycle in 2021, right? Look at when Bitcoin was 69,000. Look at the stablecoin reserve and look at where it is now. We're twice as high, more than twice as high as the last cycle. So imagine that, right? At the very least, Bitcoin should be at least twice as high as the last cycle. So that should at very least put Bitcoin at least 140,000 by the end of this cycle, right? If you're just looking at stablecoin reserves, if you're doing the math there. But we know that is not where Bitcoin's going to end up. We will be a lot higher. Microstrategy, another 52-week high, 220. You know what? On Friday, they were up like 15% or almost 16%, and they're up another 4% today. What did I say about MicroStrategy? Michael Saylor is looking like the modern day Warren Buffett. He may be. Okay, he may be the modern day Warren Buffett. I mean, he's still young. He may become the world's first trillionaire. It's up 4% today. Coinbase up almost 3% today. It's looking pretty good for all things Bitcoin right now. All things crypto, I should say. Overall, it's just really, really good.